Hello overseers, last episode we optimized our supply chains and set up scalable production loops. Now it's time to push deeper into advanced automation. We need to produce acid for battery ants, and that means handling toxic mold, a deadly hazard for regular ants. To survive, we'll need to breed hazmat ants and create a specialized processing system. Can we crack the puzzle of mold, acid, and batteries? Let's dive in and see. A full base rebuild over the last 3 episodes is finally complete, and we have a reasonably scalable setup for creating our genes, doing our inventor points, and all our various facilities to craft items. Reasonably scalable, not perfectly scalable, but I'm sure things will change very soon as we unlock new tech. We've also started expanding onto the polluted island, and we're grabbing fiber from the jungle island, and we are grabbing our concrete and copper from the desert island. So everything's going well, and you can see we've got a bunch of extra genes and stuff that's not perfectly balanced, but hey, we've got 1 billion gene points, so what do we care? We can very easily tune this system now and go, all right, looking at this system, we've got way too many workers and not enough iron workers and drones. So we can go, we need more iron workers and drones, which is this trail, and we can just up that to say, if we go 20, it's going to be like way too much, right? Let's just go 18, for example. We've got heaps and heaps and heaps of lava. In fact, more lava than we're spawning at the moment. I had to take some down because we just had way too many ants everywhere. Even these trails are getting like way too full at the moment. It's pretty crazy. Everything's going pretty well. These guys have run out of something. The stockpile is full. Okay, well, we don't care about that. This thing we got to change a little bit, because we are using the energy orb tooth to feed the queen to maintain stage 13. This chain is not going through, so we should modify it so that these dispensers, or at least this dispenser, is linked to this one. So this system over here, starting from this flower patch, goes up here, collides orbs, and they're all just responsible for this side of inventor and things. We want to separate the gene process and the inventor process. But now we're ready to forge on and progress the game, which we haven't done in like 3 episodes. So we're trying to get to battery worker ant, or previously known as ion worker ant, before the patch. And we need to do this charging up. Simultaneously have 100 ants charged by beacons. Now that's going to require some like setup to do. It's not instant and easy, but I think I need to find where the beacon thing is. So this small beacon. Now we can put small beacons anywhere. I really should have left some space on the trail, but we can chuck them in there. They're not hard to build. They just require a light bulb and a copper, but it does require a battery. So we need to set that up. I think you produce the battery. I forget how to do batteries. Storage, maybe? Here we go, energy storage. So we can build this energy storage device, and all that requires is an input of energy orbs. So we can put that anywhere. We can do it probably using these energy orbs, and like we can literally just put it over here if we wanted to, or we can do a separated trail for it. I'm thinking we do a separated trail for it. So what we can do is we can up the frequency of these ants, because at the moment it's every 8 minutes. I want to double it because I want a second tier 2 inventor ant. This timer controls how many iron worker ants come out here, and these iron worker ants will get old and then merge with this thing to make tier 2 inventor ants. So that's what that timer controls. And now we want a second trail. We can just put one over here. So we can do something like a divider. Trying to learn all my hotkeys as well. So for example, we can put a divider that goes there, and then we can divide it that goes there. Then we can just do a very simple hauling trail that goes like that. And just for now, we'll just do this energy orb over here, and we'll chuck that into the battery. Now it stores 100 energy, so these blue orbs will be great for it. I want to observe when it's full, whether it's wasting the blue orb or not. That's the important thing, I guess. So let's observe the system a little bit closely, since it's the first one we've built. We'll get this guy over here, and then we will old trail this out of here, and we'll get it to join over here. And that way it'll drop off one of these orbs if it needs to. Fantastic. So this has got all the energy. Now the thing over here is going to use the stuff in the battery storage. So over here, we can see when an ant passes, it goes zoom. And does it affect this one? Yes, it does. It affects both sides of the trail. Fantastic. And hopefully affects the old trail as well. So we can track this charging up. It says it has to have 100 ants charged by it simultaneously. Now, when one gets charged, it uses up some battery. Is that how it works? Yes, I think. I want to see it use up some battery, and then I want to see if it's dropping this full orb in there, because we don't want it to be like 99 and then it drops a full orb. No, it's smart. It knows not to drop the orb in when it is like going to just waste most of the orb. Okay, cool. So that means we are free to drop these anywhere we want. We only need light bulbs and copper, which we have plenty of. So let's go ahead and drop a bunch of beacons. Now, if I beacon these dudes, they go around zooming, but this doesn't change how fast this gets created, right? And it doesn't give me 100 ants charged up simultaneously. Oh god. How many beacons do I have to do to have 100 ants charged simultaneously? 2. And then they get uncharged. So basically I need this entire trail full. So while this guy is zooming around, so beacons here are kind of useless because they're just zooming around, right? And they're not really doing anything. So we don't really need it for this stuff. You know what would be handy for beacons? These dudes over here. This guy that's making resin, because he walks around a lot. So we can definitely get this guy fully charged. I want to put some useful beacons down first before I put all the useless ones. And for probably this guy as well. So he can zoom around a lot faster. Look at that. Boom, 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 zoom. Alright, cool. And maybe like this guy as well, if we wanted to do LEDs faster. I don't really want to do LEDs faster. Any other things that would benefit over here? Like these trails would be better. Like here, for example. We can put a beacon like here and like here. And that should zoomy these guys. And someone mentioned, they were like, I was complaining how the beacon doesn't have a nice indicator on what it would indicate, and they were like, oh, the glowy light shows it. Yeah, okay, well, tell me whether that glowy light is hitting this trail or not visually without an ant on it, right? Like, it's not the most amazing indicator, but this is useful because this will get this going a bit faster. Let's see with the implementation of those beacons how much energy we're using out of this battery. Quite a lot. So I think every time a beacon gets triggered, it uses like 1 energy. But that's fine, we've got plenty of energy orbs. Energy orbs is not a problem. So let's get some beacons down on this trail. If we start layering beacons here, like tell me how often do I need to layer my beacons such that this entire trail is always lit up with beacons? You know what I mean? Like it doesn't really show me the overlap and whatnot. And we'll probably get rid of these at some point because like what use are they, right? If we ever need energy, we'll just remove these beacons. So like, say I put my beacon here, will it hit this trail? No, it won't. Oh, that's a bit annoying. Then I'd have to move my elder gate, but I can't move my old gate back. I'd love to put my beacon in the middle here, but I don't have any space in between these 3 trails. I've built everything a bit too tight here. So we just have to layer the beacons over here. So we're getting to about 11 ants at the moment. What else would sort of benefit from beacons naturally? I mean, these guys could probably use a beacon. There'll be quite a lot of ants over here. So they'll come in and they'll get a beacon. What is going on in this stockpile over here? If the stockpile contains less than 10, yeah. Oh, silly. We need to sort of move this around a little bit because they need to drop their stuff off before they go check this stockpile gate. I'm an idiot. Let me fix that up. So they need to drop their stuff off first, and then they can go to a stockpile gate. So let me sort that out again. And then this stockpile gate is checking the fiber to be like, are you less than 150? And then we're going to bring fiber back, otherwise we're not getting any fiber. Then you're going to go here, and then you're going to go back, otherwise you just go directly there. There we go. Alright, anyway, more beacons. So yeah. We're getting 15, 16. I guess we just add more beacons sort of everywhere. More beacons. How's our energy thing going? Yeah, plenty. So we're getting about 10 charged simultaneously. We need more. So I guess we'll need more beacons, more light bulbs, more everything. I'm going to start adding some beacons on this trail as well. This is perfect because it hits the ants both ways. I think if the beacon is not being used, it's kind of fine. So we'll just layer some beacons along here. Alright, that's all the main trails beaconed up. Now we've got about 20, 30 ants on beacons. There's only ever 2 ants on these beacons, so that's not very helpful. Let's get beacons on these trails because this is where the bulk of the ants are, right? I think once we beacon up these trails, it's gonna really like amp things up a lot because that's where most of our ants are. So if we chuck beacons on here, oh geez, we got so many IO workers, our one thing can't even keep up with them anymore. That's going to be a problem. We might need to add a second one of these over at some point. So we'll add some beacons here. Now we're up to about 40. We'll add it onto this trail as well. This one's a little bit dense to add a beacon. I want to really get in there to find out where the closest I can add is. And then probably like one over here as well. Why not? We'll chuck a beacon on this one. That'll hit a bunch of ants on here. And then we have a bunch of ants over here. I mean, if we chuck a beacon over here, it's really going to hit like all of these ants, isn't it? And what's going on over here? What are you missing? One drone. Why are my drones like really lacking? Oh, there's a couple of drones coming now. I got old gates off all my drones. Maybe we should send the drones here out as well. No, this drone is only going down here. I'm really lacking drones for some reason. But yes, we've got 50 dudes affected. I don't know where I can affect the rest of the dudes. I guess we just have to keep putting more beacons down, right? Like just everywhere. Okay, let's see. Let's carry on and just chuck some more beacons somewhere. Just get them hit more often. Maybe like along here as well. I'm gonna run out of light bulbs at this rate. Anywhere where there's ants, like I get these guys going as well. Look at them zoom around now. They go crazy. Maybe like a beacon here. Get some on these trails. We're up to about 70, which is good. 71. Where else is there a lot of ants that could benefit from beacons? I feel like I've already beaconed up every single ant in existence. Maybe like along here will be a bit more. I just guess I have to have all these ants constantly beaconed all the time. Like along here. There's 80, there's up to 80. Maybe like along here. Might as well get these beaconed up as well. They're all waiting, but there's no point beaconing these. I just need more beacons everywhere, basically. There's 89. We'll put some beacons on this side. Every bit helps, I guess. Chuck some beacons on these guys. There's up to 90 now. Where else is a bunch of beacon dudes? We can do it on these glass guys, I guess. There's two dudes over here as 94. Ah, there we go. Let's quickly go into here. Alright, we're almost there. It's just kind of going up and down. Alright, let me add some more beacons to random spots. These guys are okay. What about these ants over here? We can do like someone like this one, and then maybe this guy as well. Nope, this guy does not have enough room for a beacon. I just need like a little bit more. Literally, maybe like these ants here will do it. There we go. I need to click this at 100. There we go, 100 ants. Now we can get the battery, which is 30 inventor point 2s, which we probably need for the battery worker ant. And there we go. We can finally unlock the battery worker ant. Let's see what this guy does. You can create him at an assembler. So I guess it's going to have a battery and then it's going to deplete the battery, right? And then you can just have infinite workers again. Something's going on over here. In fact, I need to sort these guys out a little bit. Basically, I got way too many pod workers, which is whatever. Let's drop that down a bit. We went a little bit too crazy with these guys. Maybe back down to 7. These guys have finished mining their raw material, so I'm going to set up something for mining scrap iron. I still want to get rid of the rest of the scrap iron on my map. So at the moment, we're just taking the workers from here. We might need to do something different there. Let me figure it out and I'll come back and talk about it. We'll do a major overhaul of this scrap pile stuff later, but for now we're just going to get them to go down here. We might even get an extra divider trail just to go out this way and then send one ant over here to get rid of this scrap pile. Fantastic. All right, cool. So that'll mine out. Oh crap, I missed one. Oops. Oh well, we'll set that back later when they're done with this one. This one's got 800 scrap. It's going to be a while. But we are running out of scrap iron. We're going to keep an eye on this. If scrap iron runs out, we really need to do something about that. What is going on with my iron workers over here? Is it literally just not able to react fast enough to make them? Interesting. And what are we lacking here? Iron workers. Fantastic. All right, we need to double it up, I guess. We've got so many iron workers over here now, but not many excess workers on this trail. So we do need to maintain what we're doing over here. We might also get this one a little bit of help from these ant trails, because at the moment there's 4 ants over here ain't doing anything. Why can't I click this lava? So let me set this up so we get a few more ants over there. Old gate there. Get an old gate coming out of there. The old gate should be coming out of here, ideally. For this one. And then we'll get that going up. Get that going up. And we'll get it out here, over here. And then ideally we want it to meet this trail and then drop off whatever lava it has. That'll give you a little bit of extra ants going. Now these guys are a little bit crazy. And I want to make sure that all these batteries that I've added is not just constantly destroying this pile as well. So we might go and remove a couple. Like for example, these don't need to exist. I need to get rid of like a lot of random batteries. Like the ones on these trails, they don't really need to exist. Like I don't need these ants going fast. So we need to go around and just get rid of these. These ones are okay, I don't mind that. Oh, what happened here? Did I do something bad here? Why is there no ants going over here? There's only one ant on this trail. Something happened, I did something bad. Ah, old gate. I knew it. Silly. Alright, anyway, with that sorted out, well, let's continue destroying some of these things. I might move this one over here. We'll get the spawning happening a little faster, I suppose. You don't need to be running around super fast. You guys don't need to be running around super fast. You guys don't need to be running around super fast either. Neither do you guys. Save some energy where we can. Alright, it's looking alright. Once these guys get saturated, hopefully. How's my light bulbs and everything? Everything looks fine to me. It's pretty balanced. We've dropped back down to stage 12, which is because we've run out of these orbs, which is fine, I guess. These lights are okay. They don't do anything unless they're powering up these guys. These lights are okay. Yeah. Everything seems to be fine at the moment. So let's move on to figuring out these battery worker ants. So firstly, a battery is created in a something. Hey, what's a battery building? A larger energy storage used to convert. Ah, okay. So this is like the same as the battery before, but this one is the battery. It was created at a facility, my least favorite production building, because it requires two materials. A battery is made out of acid and copper. Great, so we can't make that yet without acid. And acid is on this side of the world. So hazmat ants and acid presses. We need to collect 100 mold spores. So the mold is over here, the toxic mold. And we do have some spare ants already over here, so we can use those. We don't need 6 glass collectors. So we can do like a little trail over here. We really should have got rid of this thing. And then we can send some over to collect this mold. So let's go 3 and 3. Now this is heavily going to drain out my ants because they're gonna die. So we're gonna watch this very closely. It's not as easy. Once they get onto here, they're going to get irradiated and get mold poisoning. And once they have mold poisoning, they're going to slowly die. So we're gonna have to sacrifice a few ants in the interim until we get whatever these hazmat ants are. And then we'll have to go from there. But we'll start with a standard digging trail, and then we'll send some of our diggers this way and some of our diggers that way. So there's 6 of them. We don't need to do anything complex. We can just use a standard divider trail. Can I get a trail out this way? Nope. This is the messiest setup ever. Alright, let's get a storage. Do I have a spare storage somewhere on this island? Nope. Get a stockpile on here. I think I can build on the hazardous thing. It doesn't really matter. But yes, if they're gonna get irradiated, you just watch. Now, ideally, when they get irradiated, I want to send them back out to die over there and get recycled so they don't die. But let's see if there's like a trail later on that's like, you know, useful in that way. That goes, hey, you're dying. Go get recycled instead of dying. I gotta wait for an ant to come here. Fine. I might just manually send some. We got 3 here. Send another one. We'll just manually have to manage this process for a while. Again, whenever we have new tech, we always have to manually manage it until everything sort of starts working out for us. But we can see we're collecting way too much glass at the moment, so we don't really need that much glass. We can send some to do this project, the toxic mold project. Alright, watch this. As this ant comes in, it starts getting radiated, right? Toxic mold buildup. What am I doing? I've done this all incorrectly. Plant cutting. Oh, Lord. In that case, we need to do something a little bit different. Let me figure it out. I am silly. Don't want to do this. Get rid of all of that. Don't want to irradiate this ant for no reason. Let's get you back on this trail. You can go back to glass digging. So see how this guy is now irradiated? It's all green. Look at him. It's crazy green. Alright, it's gonna die soon. I'm gonna send it over here so it doesn't... There we go. I turned him back into copper. That's fine. So that's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to turn them back into something. That means we need way more ants over here, because we need to send some of them not just to become dingos, but to also become plant cutters. How are we gonna do that? How are we gonna do that? Well, first of all, we need a combiner over here, and we need space to build. Space to build is an issue. Always an issue. I don't even think I can fit a combiner anywhere here. What is the easiest way to plant cut is probably... Oh, but then we would need another one of these. I was thinking pod ants do plant cutting, but... disgusting. We need a combiner. There's no two ways about it. Alright, combiner, where are you? Build one here. See what... Hey, we got everything we need for it. Amazing. Thought I was gonna have to do some materials transport. But the challenge is, where do I build this? Literally. I should have carved out this thing, was more important. I didn't realize I'm gonna need a combiner. Alright, we're gonna have to just build you over here, and then we'll just have to figure out a trail. This is the worst. I hate this island already. I didn't realize being so compact would become an issue. Alright. So we're gonna have to get a divider in here, and then if this is full... Why is this full? Because there's no ant in here. Okay, I might have to use a divider. So we'll divide evenly. From here, we'll go divide there, there, and there. And then you two go down this way. Horrible trails, disgusting. And then you all go back this way. You get new miners in there, get glass for me. And then off you guys go to become plant cutting ants, or just regular ants. And then we're gonna get you out this way. Oh god. Gonna get you out this way. And then you're gonna go and plant cut some mold. We want the tightest trail that is imaginable. And you're just gonna cut down this toxic mold. Alright, let's see how long this guy can live for. There's no gate in here that tells me, oh, you're irradiated, go back and turn into scrap. But then again, these ants are free, so I don't really care. And they can, like, how much can they harvest in their lifetime? So normally they have a 10-minute lifespan. Now that they're irradiated, they only have like a 30-second lifespan. So each one of these ants can only harvest like, God knows how many. So they get radiated, now they're green. And then I guess over time they're gonna get like super green and they're just gonna die. It's exponential. Severe mold poisoning, I think that's the worst it can get. Greatly increases its movement speed. Oh, check that out. It becomes like super fast though. He's like a super radiated ant. What the heck? That's amazing. And then it can like mine out all of this, right? Well, that's easy. Collect blah blah 100. We're already a quarter of the way there. That's not a problem. That's gonna be real quick. So I guess our focus this episode, oh, here we go. It's already done. Let's see if we can eke out a little bit more of its lifespan by collecting this giant mold. And yes, the stuff on the ground, it disappears. Yeah, one ant does a lot already. So that's fine. That's not going to be too bad. I thought it was going to be much, much worse than that. But by the time it takes out this one, it'll be done. So let's just go back to our main systems and just observe. I noticed that we have huge issues over here. I really need a cast gate that like redoes these guys, because I had like way too many. I need to like rebalance all this. Something's gone wrong over here as well. Wrong cast. There's a little hidden one over there. But we still got way too many of these. Oh no, I got way... Oh, I see what happened. All my level 1 ones died. Okay, let's just get rid of these level 2 ones. I don't really care about wasting ants and resources at this point. No resource is really that precious anymore. We've got to get them alternating again. There we go. That sorted that out. Guys, let me observe this. I need to like reset these guys properly because these dying rank 1 ants are causing issues. Really, we should set this trail to be like this. Have like 2 separate ones. And then that way the rank 2 ants and the rank 1 ants won't interfere with each other. That's kind of dumb. I'm just gonna reset them. Like let these guys die. I don't really care. What do we need all these ants for anyway? Great. Now, this is still an issue. All these ants are... Well, I've got a lot of them now. Oh, no, they're kind of balanced. It's fine. Reaching the cap of everything. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with everything at the moment. Let's do a thump. We've got heaps of gene points to do. How's our tier 2 inventor ants going? Now we've got 2 of them, see? And hopefully we don't have another one coming in here, which is all good. Can delete some of these so we don't use up all that energy for no reason. This is a good, like, it's on these main trails is where we want our lights so that they can saturate the trail a little bit faster. What we don't want is these guys constantly being buffed for no reason. Alright, I think everything's going good. Our toxic mold is at 79. I think we need just like a couple more ants going in here to do this. And then we can get rid of this patch and that'll give us some more area to build, hopefully. These things have 2,300 iron bits in it. Oh man, we probably need to expand upon our digging operation on here at some point. Just have more diggers, just getting rid of this stuff, just opening up the map for us a bit. Maybe grabbing some of the scrap iron. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone because we've got 290 scrap iron left on this side of the world and we probably need some more. The other problem that I wanted to solve for was over here. What if one pile is full and the other... Oh god, what happened to my ants? Damn it. This side of ants died. No, it didn't die. It's fine. This side of ants is fine. Just what's going on over here? The stockpile is full. That's fine. All right. So my pod workers over here died. It's a little bit annoying, but that's fine. Didn't I have some spare pod workers over here with some life? 30 seconds. 11 seconds. You know what? We'll send this 1 minute one in. 1 minute one in. We'll borrow you. You got 7 minutes. I'm sure you can make it to this side of the world and get me across to this island. Surely. And then we'll get another one that has a lot of life to go there as well. Borrow you. Really got to observe all our systems. Anyway, the thing is, I wanted to check these systems, right? Because if one of these is full, then we want it to stop. So we might need to separate these 2 trails, which is not a problem at all. We can just literally separate these 2 trails. I was going to check this trail and then I realized this trail is absolutely broken. So what we want to do is essentially 2 trails like this, and then we want the cascade. It's just a little bit complicated, slightly more complicated. We want a cascade coming out of here. And that cast is going to check if they've turned back into pod workers. Oh, they died because I don't have a bin. Silly. So they're going to check if they've turned back into empty pod workers. And if they have turned back into empty pod workers, then we want to elder trail you back over here. We'll put a backup hauling gate over here. And then we'll put a trash can. That's what we're missing. Silly. Otherwise, these pod workers would have lived forever. Fresh pod worker, so we needed a second one to go over to this side of the world. This is done, by the way, and we've done this. Princess in Jean Cocoon. Here we go. New jeans. Anyway, our pod workers are heading over. I need to wait for them to do that. And here we've got too many pod workers, so I'm not going to make any more. We can possibly... Oh, how are we doing over here? Still lacking iron workers. Iron workers is okay. It's trying to process it as quickly as possible. Anyway, I'm going to collapse this because it's taking up half my screen. Let's go over here and get that acid press going. And the hazmat ant, which is probably the most important thing. And it needs to be made in yet another assembler. So we needed to set up a lot of stuff for this infrastructure. So I'm going to sort some stuff out. I'll be back when everything is done. So first we're going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone by building a second catapult on this side of the island. Let's see what we need. We need blocks and copper. So I'm going to build a catapult on this island and we're going to sling it across. So we'll get a catapult in, a small hauling trail. And then we want to get our copper blocks across. So we'll do that. And then we'll just put a random storage somewhere. This can be anywhere for now. A random storage over here. And that can store copper blocks. We'll link this up. And then we'll just send a random ant to work here. Give me one with decent life. Because we need a second catapult and... Wait. No, you're not done. Where's the percentage gone? Why does it look like it's done, but it's not actually done? Anyway, why we need a second catapult is we're going to start mining away some of this iron. Maybe this one? Wait, this is toxic mold on it. Oh, I could have mined this for free. But I want to get rid of this stuff, so... Yeah, once we get rid of the toxic mold, we'll have more building slots, so that's good. But we need more miners, essentially. Alright, I think that's the 10th one. 8, no, 9, and then 1 more. There we go. And we can get rid of this, and we can get copper wire instead. Why do I have so many things here? Dispensers, nothing. Where's my copper wire dispenser gone? Alright, copper wire. So much easier to build by catapulting material across rather than flying it across with drones. I should have done that the first time. I think I spent 30 episodes off camera last time using drones to transport stuff. So we'll change this over to copper wire. Get that slung across. While that's doing that, we'll figure out the mining trail required to do some of this stuff. I mean, we'll just get this one, I guess. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Get our divider in. Get our hauling out. Get another stockpile for scrap. I know this is the main scrap stockpile, but we want a separate one. So I'll use a big stockpile. Nope, I won't use a big stockpile because it doesn't fit on this tiny cramped ass island. Okay, you know what? We'll just move this over this side and then move this over here. There we go. Now we want some digger ants over here, some digger ants over here. So we'll just do a simple division. Get them going down here. Now we probably don't need as many of these. This one we can use a large stockpile for. Delete that. Mine out this, and then we should have slightly more building area when we get rid of this. So we'll get that digging, and then we'll dig out this thing with 805 toxic mold. But we need way more ants onto this trail now. So we might need to get more ants on this trail. We just need more ants, more drones on this, transporting this faster. So we can get this thing to go every like 4 minutes or whatever. So we get like maybe 1.5 drones on here, which will increase the volume over here. This catapult is now done and we can stop doing this. You can just go on the old trail and go die. Alright, we'll leave that catapult there for future development. We'll just move this stockpile out of the way for now, and we'll get another catapult over here. And that's going to be responsible for catapulting our things back. Now that this trail is, like, we can get through this area, we should be able to send it more directly, I guess. Let me think about this and restructure this a little bit. Because then we might be able to send our old ants from here back as well, since we've got 2 of them now. Alright, I've overhauled this system as best I can. I've moved the trails over here a little bit tighter so that this can get it done a little bit faster, bring a few more ants over for us. Now with all these ants, we've removed this trail that goes up and around to down here. We've moved our 2 catapults here. So one's going to be catapulting the scrap iron and one's going to be doing the glass. We've set up our digger trail for the iron itself, and we've got our mold trail over here to get rid of the rest of this mold. That's all good. We might want to get rid of this so that we get more digger ants, because that mold is not really a priority at the moment. But this will hopefully help get rid of some of this. It's going to take ages to get rid of this, but hopefully with the increase of ants on this side, that will help a little bit. Now my 2 ants over here are hard at work, bringing back all of our our copper and our rubble. So all our stuff over here is all good. Are we missing anything? We're getting a bunch of LEDs. Our light bulbs are positive. Our screws are capped. Our iron plates are capped. And everything looks good. Even our casing is positive. We could probably start making resistors if we need them soon. But I think we've unlocked the acid press, haven't we? So let's have a look at the acid press. It's a new building. It can extract acid from toxic blubber. It's a slow process and a lot of blubber is required to get a drop of acid, and we've got a fluid container. Okay, so we're definitely going to need to store the liquid, and we're going to have to unlock acid. So that's basically all our tier 2 inventor points. Build a fluid container and fill it with acid. All right, let's figure out this, and let's figure out the hazmat ant too. So create it at an assembler. Let's just go back again because I've lost the plot a little bit over here. If we go back to our production and our facility, what are we trying to make? We're trying to make a battery, and a battery requires an acid. Okay, an acid is a physical object or a liquid object? I have no idea, but we need an acid press essentially. So let's figure out the acid press, and it's definitely going to be something on this island, and we require a bunch of random stuff, resistors and concrete. Okay, let's start catapulting that stuff across. We don't need to dispense screws anymore, but concrete, we need to start dispensing that. Let me borrow an ant that's got 10 minutes on their lifespan. Wow, you can really catapult really far away. What? I didn't realize you could do it that far away. We'll leave these wires here just in case we need them one day. Let me just set up a new stockpile. We'll set that one over here and we'll get our concrete across first. And then we need to get plates and we need to get resistors across. So let me just set up the dispensers for that. Now we don't have to worry about this because it's using a smart dispenser, so it'll always use whatever is available. And once we get more ants on the trail, we should be all good. Now the reason why we have barely any stuff is because we have no ants on this trail. Why? Why is there no ants digging this out? Because I've reduced it significantly. And now we don't have enough, still don't have enough drones. It's weird that our drones are not making it over. Are they just dying? Is that why? Let's observe this drone. It's got 1:30 on its life. Let's see if it can make it over. I might have to do a flight path. Because you know back in the day we used to do an elder trail onto a flight path that lands over here. 1:28. I feel like this drone definitely makes it in time. Maybe the drones from here aren't making it. I don't know. Our 3-to-2 split should be okay for drones, right? 1:30. Not that our gene points is a big problem at the moment. I don't really care about this. But yeah, our drones are making it. And let's see like how long this has on its lifespan. It has 1:22. So definitely the ones walking from here would make it. Yeah, I have no idea. Anyway, before we do too much, we got way too much concrete on this side now. We're getting too many storage depots. We need to get the rest of the items across. Let's get our, whatever this is, resistor. I only need 2 resistors, so I might just watch this. There's 1. There's 2. So we'll get rid of this. This is a deleter. I don't think I'm going to need resistors ever again. We'll leave the iron plate dispenser over because that seems important. And then we'll just change this to iron plate. Wait, let me just double check my acid press. Yep, it's got everything. It just needs the 2 iron plate. So we'll switch that over to iron plate. And boom, this catapult definitely makes inter-island logistics so much easier. I think you're done. We'll just get 1 more iron plate, whatever. Yeah, go become a drone. We'll give a kickstart to this whole process. We've got too many screws. Look how many screws we have. Our little system over here is too crazy. We haven't old trailed out these guys yet. We need to old trail out these guys. So let's get an old gate. So after you've dropped it off, we want you to come out and into the recycler. God, these trails are horrible. Where's my recycler? There. Alright, everything is going well. I think. We've almost mined out this toxic blubber. We just need more ants on this trail. Well, we need the ants here to age, basically. Now we've got 2 guys transporting, we should get double the ants, which is what we need to get double the mining going over here. Now we've got our acid press done, we can start extracting acid out of blubber. So we need 15 mold blubber to extract into 1 acid. Okay, so I need space. I need space out of all things. But this can happen on this side, I guess? No, we'll do it up here. We've got space up here. Wait, how does this work? There's an input and output. That's super annoying. How do I tell it to like do 15 and then go out here? Oh, this is a new pattern. We can't just do circles around it. All right, and the other thing is the whole point of doing this over here is to old gate it back, right? So let's get the old gates out of here. We'll elder trail these guys back to get a few more digger ants. I'm pretty sure they can make it back here somehow. Don't worry, this area I promise will be cleaned up one day. Wait, hold on. What am I doing this so complicated for? Oh no, I've broken it. I've screwed it. This is already a trail that goes somewhere. I'm so confused. No, we do need a separate trail because I need it to go into here. So I need to merge it with like, say, this trail. Oh, dude. This is like the epitome of horrible design. I think it goes into this trail and they become old ants. I don't know if this guy's gonna make it. This guy probably won't because it's only got 40 seconds on its life. But the next one surely will. And that'll get us plenty of digger ants on these trails, hopefully. And then we can start mining this crap out. And when they get mined out, we'll have more room to build. But let's, in the meantime, figure out this acid press thing. So let's get a gate up here. So we need to definitely get 1 dude in here. And that 1 dude is going to do some sort of hauling like this. And get the mold rubber over here. Now, is mold rubber toxic after it's been mined out? That would be super annoying. Let's have a look. If he's grabbing mold rubber, is he getting irradiated? Doesn't look like he's getting irradiated, which is a good thing. So he has to do 15, and then do I need another separate ant over here just taking the mold rubber and... Oh, that just seems silly. Ugh, okay, we'll just do it the stupidest way possible and just get another ant over here that's just dedicated to transporting acid into a storage then. That just seems very, very silly. So he's just gonna run around in circles, and now we need to old gate these dudes back out as well. Jeez. Oh, he does get irradiated. Check it out. So we are going to lose a lot of these ants due to radiation. And there's no cast gate that tells me that if they're irradiated to stop doing stuff. I need the hazmat ant. Alright, I need the hazmat ant. But I think I need a couple of acids to get me going first. And does the acid irradiate as well? I don't think the acid irradiates. Okay, cool. So the mold rubber does irradiate, which is not a super big problem. It's gonna start killing all my ants. Let me figure out what the hazard ant thing is. That means we need another combiner to make the hazard ants. Oh man, this is a whole nightmare. And I have nowhere to build anything. Let's build ourselves another combiner then. Sorry, an assembler, not a combiner. That means we need more fabric, more iron plates. Okay. Dispense more iron plates. Let me borrow another ant, please. This thing takes like 3 minutes to make an acid. Literally, like, takes like 2 minutes to extract a single drop of acid. This is going... Okay, so this place is basically going to be a massive acid factory. Essentially. We need to, like, mine out all this crap and then turn it into a massive acid factory. We're going to bridge across to the other side over here. Oh boy. This is going to be a major thing, isn't it? Get this guy onto the old trail over here. Zoomies. Where does this guy go? He's going to zoom over and then you're going to go become a digger ant, I guess. Or some ant before you die, hopefully. There you go. And you're almost done with the toxic mold. Alright, you are done with the plates. We need some fabric, I think. That's not fabric. We don't have one for fabric anymore, do we? Sign that over, move that, and I think this one is fabric. Oh, I've run out of fabric on this island. Okay, that's a problem. I need to sort that out right now. So fabric is being used up to make resin, I assume, and resin, I don't have enough resin to do whatever they're trying to do. But fabric is more important, because without fabric, we do not have anything. Do we have spare ants on this trail? We have a bunch of spare ants on this trail. Fabric is a 2-to-1 process, so we need to get more somewhere. Maybe we could just put 2 more on this side, but that's kind of like a really dirty way to do things. We'll just use a slinger, I guess. If I put my fabric stockpile somewhere like here, for example, we've got plenty of stuff for slingers now, so let me build this. Let's just double up our fabric so that we don't do anything too complicated. Alright, so we've got 2 workshops making fabric. We want to drop a dispenser in the middle of them. We want to get a hauling trail out of here. And then we want to get a hauling trail out of here. And that way we can get 2 ants working one of these trails each. Then we want to use slingers into a dispenser, into a fabric storage somewhere. Can actually do something like nah, you know what? We'll not overcomplicate it, and we'll just put the slingers there. Get it out of the way so that we can get our old trails and our counter gates in. So we'll get our trail in. 1 here. 1 here. Old gate out. Old gate out. And onto the main old gate trail you go. That should work. Get you in there, and then we get double the fabric made. Hopefully that can work. Now you're not running out of these, are you? Nope, definitely not. Anyway, have we got our first acid yet, or is it still making? 10 seconds till our very first acid. And our combiner is needing fabric, which we don't have. Get this guy to store fabric, and then we'll start bringing the fabric across and figuring out what we need to make hazard ants. Alright, what is happening? This stockpile does not like acid. Alright, so this is where we need to build our acid storage thing. So under our storage, we have this new... What? We can't even store the acid. There's not enough room. We have to build it on this side of the world. Jeez. Alright, fun. Alright, cool. All good, all good. We'll store the acid somewhere. Holy moly. Alright, this is really throwing a huge wrench in all our works. But I guess our acid process is going to happen on this side of the world. Alright, I'm going to just stop producing acid for a while because it's killing my stuff and I don't need more acid. Let's have a look at our hazmat ants and then see what we need to produce those guys. This is done. Nice. Let's get rid of the last of the toxic mold here. At least we'll have a safe area to build from on this side of the world. How's our iron stockpiles going? Alright, our iron is running out. 240, slowly running out. We've got like 1 ant working this trail. Right, because I've got these guys bloody mining out these iron. Almost there. 20 fabric. It's gonna take a while. Alright, so we've built this thing and check it out. We need our hazmat ants. Our hazmat ants need to start from tier 2 workers. We're gonna have to change all our systems again because these ones require a tier 2 worker, which I assume can only be combined by tier 1 worker. We haven't even unlocked the tier 2 worker yet because we have to build 50 of these dudes, create 30 small tier 2 small workers, and then we can get the tier 2 worker. So yeah, we need to start upgrading all our ants, I assume. I just had to sort out my resin production a little bit because it sort of deadlocked a little bit, but that's fine. It's working again. Once we get 50 resin, I can see if we've unlocked the greater gene. So I'll be back when that's done. In the meantime, I realized we created our acid, but we needed to get our fluid container built. Once again, it needs resin, but it also needs some glass blocks and some more iron plates. So I might get that transported across while I'm waiting. Like, our resin is such a thing that we probably need to just start upping our resin, which means we need to up our fabric as well. Now we have doubled up our fabric over here, so we are producing twice as much, and it is surplused, but it's not great. So we might need to up our fabric even more. It seems like resin seems to be like the next big thing being used, because to even make the tier 2 ants, we need resin. So we probably need to just up our resin production, which is really easy to do nowadays because we've got so many spare ants anywhere. We just need to pick where we want to do it, and then we're all sweet. We've even got spare ants over here. We've got spare ants over here. This thing's just not keeping up with the ability to process these ants. Are my ants just here dying, waiting for them to be processed? 18 seconds. I feel like some ants are literally dying. Oh, it's getting very, very close. We're capped by this thing's speed at the moment, but then again, we don't need gene points at the moment, so don't really care. But this instinct is telling me that we're pretty close to getting the second gene point thing, so we need to see what the deal with that is, and I can't change the recipe here while waiting for stuff. A princess ant's gonna die. What happens if you recycle a princess ant? Curious. Should always test the recycling process on all our ants, because it's like, remember these tier 2 ants or whatever, they recycled into energy orbs, which is interesting. Let's see what a princess ant becomes. We're making way too many princess ants, but I don't really care about that. What are we wasting by making an extra princess ant? Like inventor ants, I guess? And a drone? Oh, is that why? A drone goes over every 10 minutes to become a princess ant. Oh, we don't need this process anymore. I'm an idiot. We only need the drones coming from here now. We don't need to intercept our drones from here. That's why. We're making too many princess ants. Duh. Anyway, our princess ant went in here and I don't know what it became. Nothing important. Probably more energy orbs. I see what happened. Well, that optimized that process. And back to this side of the world. The plates are done. We need glass blocks and resin. So let's stop transporting plates over. We're going to need a bunch of plates anyway. It doesn't really matter. But over here... Oh, our ant died. Glass blocks. Let's grab our glass blocks then. Grab another helper ant. Start transporting those glass blocks over. We'll assign that to this. Make this a glass block and get that built. And then our resin is slowly getting built. We really need to monitor the resin to make sure it doesn't deadlock. I hate these processes because it always deadlocks. So the way it deadlocks is if it picks the wrong material and then dies with that material in hand, then sometimes it just doesn't create the thing properly. But we definitely need more resin. Resin is a major thing, so we need to increase that. We can probably make a second resin maker, but then we need to double our fabric making. Probably should just double our fabric making now. We've got plenty of iron worker ants. Has our glass blocks done. Alright, now we just need resin. So I'm going to delete that. We're running out of space to make these too. I'm going to start sending resin over. Sending resin over here is going to be a constant process as well, because we're going to need to constantly make tier 2 ants on this side of the world to get new hazmat ants, but we'll figure all that out later. Anyway, I'll be back when all of this is done and I'll come talk about what happens. Oh, check it out. They finally finished mining out this glass over here. So finally I can get this glass over here sorted. Get some more building space. Do I need 6 trails anymore? Probably just 4 now. We'll be fine. Might use a small stockpile because this big stockpile is just causing issues. Set that to be resin. So slowly transport resin over. Now, where can I even put this small stockpile? Let me just delete some of these trails carefully. Don't want to screw up everything. I assume this trail is for this. Oh man, so messy over here. Once we get rid of this glass block, everything will be slightly better. But we can move this like a little bit out of the way, I guess. And we can put the glass thing like maybe here. And point it this way. Get our divider from here somewhere. Get our hauling trail back to this point. Oops. There, and there. And hopefully they should be all good. Now we'll get our null trail input into here, and then we need an old trail out of here. Now this is a separate old trail to this old trail, so it goes over here, and then they become recycled. All right, get these guys back onto this trail so we don't send a bunch of digger ants here. Fantastic, we've got a bunch of digger ants here, a bunch of digger ants here. We got these, oh, we got way too many toxic mold farmers over here. Let's get them toxic mold farming something else. Maybe the toxic mold on this side, I don't know. We don't really need to farm out the toxic mold anymore. So we might just get more diggers and dig out this pile, I guess. You know what I wanted to do before the end of the episode? We want to figure out what these battery ants do, because we're going to have to change the entire system of how all this works at some point. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to borrow one of these catapults temporarily and just chuck it over here. Then, oh, it doesn't work this way. I just realized. Because how is a catapult? Can it link to a this? Oh, I can link to this. So I can catapult the acid back to the main factory then. I don't need to build this here. I can produce my acid here and store my acid back on the main island. Okay, that makes it slightly better. Ooh, okay. That changes things a little bit. Hold on. Let me then stop sending resin over, because why am I sending resin over? Let's delete this thing. And let's build our acid storage on this side of the world. Now, obviously this needs more resin as well. I'm just going to borrow the resin from this gene cocoon for now. There we go. There's our acid thing done. I'm going to build a new gene cocoon. This gene cocoon is just temporary, literally just to test whether we have the greater gene or not. And that can just work in the background. It's fine. So now we've got that. We're just going to borrow one of these catapults, the one for glass. And we're going to assign that target to this. Oh, a little bit short. Did that work? It said no, but then it kind of worked. Anyway, I'm gonna go get these guys to pick this up. If I move this catapult, no, it doesn't like that. This acid is radioactive as well, by the way. See, it's radiated. Fluid cannot be thrown. Oh, Lord. Fluid cannot be thrown, alright? That's an issue. So we have to make our batteries on this side of the world by transporting copper over then? Is that the other way to do this? So we'll set this back over here. Assign you back to the glass stockpile. What is going on over here? Why are you guys doing this? I got no more glass. Why? We'll assign the target back to glass. I ain't changed the stockpile before. Alright. Fluid cannot be thrown, so then I need to bring fluid back somehow. I guess the drone can bring fluid back, but then they'll get irradiated and die. Oh Lord, what is the best way to do this? All right, I guess we make batteries on site then, is probably the best way to do it. Let's just get rid of this for now because I need my resin. I'm gonna borrow, well, I already got an ant over here. I'm gonna borrow the copper blocks from here. And we're just going to throw copper blocks across over here into this storage. And we will build... Oh, wait, no. I can't believe everything's so difficult here. So production. Facility, right? Well, I need copper blocks to make the facility. And the glass blocks. And iron blocks. Why do we have no iron blocks? Do we not have a bunch of scrap iron here? Like my recycler's not making stuff fast enough. Just gonna borrow some iron from this pile just to get some iron blocks going to get this built a little bit faster. This one's the fabric, right? So we need to do fabric next. Alright, I've got my first facility built on this side of the island, so we're going to just make the battery, and hopefully by the time we've made the battery, things won't be irradiated anymore. I'm just going to manually do this for now. I'm just going to put a stockpile here, and then we're just going to do this, and then I'm just going to grab an ant. We're going to pick up one of these things, and yes, you're going to get irradiated, and then you're going to go over here and drop it off in here, and then you're going to go grab one of these. This is fully manual work, and then into there, and then that's going to make a battery. Now I can throw a battery back here, borrow one of these slingshots. So we'll grab a stockpile on this side. All this work just to bring a battery back. We're going to get that to bring a battery back. There you go, you've made your first battery. Let's get a catapult. Borrow one of these two catapults. We'll assign that to this battery thing. And then in theory, you can just walk over here and throw me a battery over there. Off you go. All right, great. We've made our first battery. Let me put this thing back. We'll assign the target back to glass. And now we've got our first battery. All that to get a singular battery over. And why did I want a singular battery? Because for the end of this episode, all I wanted to do this whole time was just test the battery ant. So what is a battery ant made of? It's going to be made of a tier 2 dude of some sort, isn't it? Battery ant. Battery worker. It's made out of a tier 2 small worker and a battery. So we've got the battery. We just need a tier 2 small worker. The tier 2 small worker is made in one of these special spawners, not a lava storage. It's made in this lava booster, which requires a resin, I believe. Oh, it requires 3 billion resin. How are we doing in resin? We're good. We're just gonna get rid of this gene cocoon. When we have 50 resin, we'll build that gene cocoon and test. But for now, we need to make our tier 2 small worker, and they require a constant stream of resin. So we definitely need to up our resin production. Let's just make one for now. I want you to go pick up this lava. How does this work? Let's go check out plant cutting on this side of the world as well, because they've got, well, you're actually perfectly fine. This thing's so full, it doesn't even matter. Our plants are perfectly fine. But yes, our lava booster. So here we go. We're making our first tier 2 lava dude. Why is there no point here? Boost to tier 2 lava. Oh, this is a whole process, and then you got to incubate it. Let me get an incubator out then. Oh, okay. That's why it's called a lava booster and not an incubator. I understand now. So you got to boost the lava to a tier 2 lava first. This is a whole process. And then you got to incubate that lava. Get you over here. So here's another new process that we got to do. We got to get the lava boosters going, which means we need a ton of resin, which means we need a ton of everything, which is fine. We've built our framework so that we can severely boost all of this stuff. So here we go. Here's our tier 2 small worker. I'm going to bring it over to this side of the world so it doesn't have to walk as far. Now, this tier 2 small worker, can it do anything special besides become a battery worker? Let's have a look at it. I mean, its move speed is 14 compared to a regular worker, whose move speed is 12. So it's like 10% faster or something like that, or 20% faster. And it can do plant cutting. Amazing. It can just straight up plant cut and haul and forage. That's kind of cool. Then we can boost it into becoming a battery worker. And then we can figure out what the battery... Oh, I didn't see what the lifespan was. It doesn't really matter. Alright, here's our first battery worker ant. And our battery worker ant has a slightly faster walking speed than a normal working ant. So all those walk speeds are 12. This one is 14. It's got a 17-minute lifespan as opposed to these guys with, I think, a 10-minute lifespan. These guys have a 10-minute lifespan. So it's got double the lifespan of our normal worker. It doesn't look like it can be recharged. So you just need a constant stream of batteries to get these guys out. A constant stream of batteries? Oh my god. Alright, we're gonna have to significantly amplify all of these processes. We're gonna need to build a bunch of acid presses. We're just gonna need to take all the battery mold out of here and then just get battery ants going. Oh, that's gonna be insane. That's going to be crazy. So yes, that will definitely change our thing, because our next thing is to make our new gene cocoon thing. And if I had 25 resin, I could show you guys that thing, but I don't, so I can't. Yeah, alright. I think that's enough for this episode. We've progressed plenty through the tech tree. I think we've gotten all the main stuff that we know. Build a fluid container and fill it up with acid. fill it up with acid, like all of it. All right, there's a bunch of other ants over this side that we need to do. So next episode, we need to start focusing on this side. We need to get our 30 tier 2 small workers out. Then we unlock this, and then we unlock this. What else do we need for our new genes? Pod worker 5s, 4s and 5s. Okay, that's crazy because we're not even making orb 5s, but we need to make pod worker 4s and 5s to go into the gene cocoon. And heli drones, 5 of those, 5 battery workers, 5 tier 2 workers. At least it's a lot less volume, but much harder to make ants, especially these pod workers. Pod worker 5, how do we get to pod worker 5? So we've got pod worker 4 here, we definitely need to unlock that. So we'll just get that, I guess. And then where is pod worker 5? Energy pod 5 is all the way up there, which means we need to go up this side of things, get pod worker 5 unlocked as well. We got a lot to do, but we're pretty close to the end of the production chain. So with all these tier 2 dudes over, one, we have to answer the question, do we just want to transition our entire system into a tier 2 style system? Is that even possible? Because will we be able to make enough tier 2 workers? I doubt it. It's going to have some sort of like weird hybrid. And then we need to just drastically expand operations on this side of the island to get all the battery workers and all the batteries and whatnot going properly. So lots to do next episode. It's going to be a lot of challenges, but we'll tackle them all one step at a time in the most logical way possible, as we normally do. So if you don't want to miss out on that, don't forget to leave a like and a sub, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.